All right, so first of all, you will be an expert witness in this case. Talk to me a little bit about the lawsuit first.
I don't know a ton of details about the law. I mean, my expertise is in the science of it, but I think you covered the background well. The schools in California, Governor Newsom, in the most populous counties have been essentially shut down until they meet certain criteria, until the counties meet certain criteria, which have nothing to do with the safety of the schools. And I think that's not right. The science doesn't support it, and in fact, the science very strongly supports opening the schools, both because of the benefits to the children. I mean, of course, our children need in-person schooling. How do you teach a first grader through Zoom? You just don't. And then the other thing is that you mentioned this, and it's exactly right. The science very strongly supports that opening schools is completely safe. Well, I mean, nothing is completely safe, but much safer than many other things we keep schools open for. So, for instance, the death rate from COVID in California in children is very, very low. I think there's a single child that's died from COVID in all the epidemic. And that's true worldwide. The rate at which kids die from the disease is much, much lower than even the flu. That's not true for older people, of course, but for younger people, that's true. Then the other thing is that, and this is really striking and surprising, school children do not pass the disease on to adults. And the evidence from this comes from a whole set of studies around the world, including studies where they've sequenced the genomes of all the viruses from Iceland, for instance, they did this study. They sequenced the genome. They can tell who passed the virus to who by sequencing the genome, and not one instance of a child passing to adult in these studies. Schools around the world have opened safely. You still have to take precautions, of course, but you can do it safely. It's much more important to open it safely and let the kids have the benefits of schooling than to, out of fear, ignoring the science, keep them closed.